Hello everyone, welcome to A Foreigner Farming in the Philippines. Well, if it's not one thing, it's another. I tell you what, these are the 3 trays that I put the pepper seeds in, and I noticed after, and that was like 4 days ago, I noticed after the first day that they had been disturbed a bit, but I thought maybe one of the dogs had got up here and walked around. And then the second day I come out and they looked about like this. What has happened is that the rats have come in, because I came out late night before last and saw one in one of these trays. The rats are eating the seeds. They're digging them up and eating them. They like the pepper seeds for some reason. They didn't eat the onion seeds and they didn't eat the tomato seeds, but there's a local rat who likes a little heat in their diet, so they ate all these pepper seeds. So now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to use this screen that I've got for shade over this and build some kind of a containment cover for these trays. It's a good thing I've got a lot of those seeds. So try again. Now I got to keep the rats out of them. I would imagine those onions would need to be transplanted in about a week. Probably same thing with the tomatoes. I'm guessing about a week. And we'll move those into the ground. These bell peppers never came up, and I didn't see the rats in these. The cucumbers didn't come up. Someone had mentioned that they saw in one of the packs that they were too old. They were dated for 2019, and none of these onions ever came up either. So I've got a lot of replanting to do. I wanted to give Philip Rizzuto a bunch of these peppers, but I can't seem to get them to come up. I wanted to give him 20 or 30 plants because you can't find jalapenos here, and he loves them, so I wanted to get some his way. Alright, well, I've got 5 of these trays planted now. I'm going to give them all a good drench. And instead of building a cover for them out of screen, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Good soaking. Now if these seeds don't come up, I'm going to soak the next batch of seeds for 24 hours. And that'll be the first time that I've ever had to do that with seeds. Soak them to get them to come up. I know that other people do. They often do it that way, but I've never had to soak seeds to get them to come up, and I don't want to start now unless I have to. Get these watered in real good here. I planted these really thick. Just in case the first ones I planted, it didn't look like the rats got into them. They just didn't come up. So in case it's the seeds, I'm still planting them really thick. Now what I'm going to do, instead of building that screen over the top of them, I'm going to take another box and set it on top just like that over each of these, which will let in a little sunlight. I've got to go in and get 3 more boxes. Just cover them, and then I'm going to put a stone on top of that, and that'll keep the rats out, I'm hoping. Looks like I floated that seed out back down in there. Make sure nobody else floated out. He might have. And we'll call it done there. I'm gonna go get 3 more of those, but I'm gonna go water in the dragon fruit a little bit more. Thought I just welded up the little circular part of it, and when I suggested to put a tire around it, he seems pretty amazed and shocked, like he hadn't planned on doing it that way, or hadn't seen them do it that way out at the plantation we were at. So he didn't, I know why he was so shocked. He didn't measure this ring. Well, he measured these spokes, and then measured enough to make a circular ring out of it. But he didn't make any of it specific to the size of a tire, which I think we will do next time. So instead, we're going to use PVC. Just cut a piece of PVC in half and curl that around. Water these in real good. I know these are a cactus, but as I understand it, they're a water-loving cactus, which like drainage. So that's why I'm keeping them well watered. This is the 3rd time I've watered them. They look, I don't know, how do you tell if a cactus is doing well? I mean, it's green. It doesn't look wilted. I mean, how do you tell if it's even wilted? I don't see any fresh growth on it, but I don't know. I guess it's doing okay. Over here, I'm going to water this pepper tree a little bit. These peppers never die. Well, they do die, but I've got one of these little pepper trees that's over 2 years old now. It's taller than my head, and loaded with peppers just like this one. From being in Northern California where it freezes every year, you never had pepper plants that lasted more than several months. But here, I don't know how long a tree will live. I say tree. I don't know how long a pepper plant will live here. This one's over a year old, and there's a big one down there in the forest that's over 2 years old. It's one of the first ones we ever planted, and it's still there going strong. I don't know what the plan is here. Marcel's taken those pepper plants out of their buckets. I'll water these eggplants just a little bit. These eggplants are over a year old as well, and they're still growing and producing. They're so large now they've all fallen over. They weren't properly staked up. That lemon tree is just loaded with lemons now. I've got to get in there and redo the stakes holding it up. Why won't it just rain when it's supposed to rain here? Even that moringa tree, I mean, I don't know if that's natural. I've never noticed that browning on it before, the browning of the leaves. It was my understanding that moringa was really drought tolerant. And we have had rain last month. So it's not like it's bone dry. Maybe that's a seasonal thing. It's flowering and dying at the same time, looks like. I don't know. Alright, well, I'm going to get this water shut off. Thank you, everyone. Whoops. Didn't mean to jog the camera around like that. Thank you, everyone. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.